Me, but also you. The Pharaoh fast forwards his favorite foreign film, Powder Donut. Okay, what's my line?
The only line I see here on the script is get options based on your budget with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive.
Oh man, that's a tongue twister, huh? I'm sorry, I'm gonna need a few more minutes. Bulbous Walrus, the Bulbous Walrus.
The Name Your Price tool, only from Progressive.
The owl ran afoul of the comatose coxswain.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Hey everybody, welcome to Paratruth Radio right here on Blog Talk Radio. My name is Justin. I am waiting on Eric, so I will get this out there real fast. You guys can find us on Facebook. You guys can find us on Twitter. You can also email us at paratruthradio@gmail.com. If you guys are new listeners, welcome to the show. If you are returning listeners, welcome back. And welcome back, Eric.
What's up?
And you guys can also find us in the chat room. If you are listening on a PC, just scroll down to the bottom of the show page and join us in our chat. That's an easy way for you guys to ask any questions of us or of our guests. You also can call in on our call-in line, which is 914-205-5558. So how's the week been for you, man?
It's been all right. It's been going on all right. Busy, of course.
Right.
With the and whatnot. But it's going pretty well. Just today, kind of finishing on my home day. So, time for a nice 10-day relaxation.
All right. Well, and for those of you guys listening, next week we will not have a show. We will be taking the week off for Thanksgiving. There's really no paranormal thing we could do for Thanksgiving, so unless you believe in haunted turkeys or something, but all right, folks, today we are going to be talking to Greg Grabowski, founder of U.S. Zombie Response Team, as well as co-host of Urban Survival Channel on Podbean. Greg, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Thanks for having me on.
All right. No problem, man. So for those of our listeners that don't know who you guys are or haven't heard your show before, why don't you tell us a little bit how US Zork got started and how you guys started the podcast as well?
All right. Well, basically, US Zork, me and my wife have always been big fan of, the zombie culture and, anything really zombie-related. And we had the Facebook page for about 5 years almost. And it was just a fun thing we did, and, just post things about zombies. And it wasn't until around the time of Hurricane Sandy, I live out here on Long Island, New York, and we just saw how many people, really were unprepared with, what was to come, and after the fact of the storm. So we kind of decided to put, the survival element, and, I've been teaching survival for about 13 years now. I also have a Facebook page, Survival for Life. And we decided to put this two together and kind of come up with, a way to, teach people to be prepared and also be fun. But you talk to people about preparedness and, being ready for stuff, and they're like, whatever, got jobs or, crazy, gun folks and blah, blah, blah. But, since The Walking Dead came out and it's been, the number one show for the past, 4 years now, and we decided, let's put the two together and, try to use this as a way of teaching people to be prepared. And, we started offering membership kits, and we have a fan base, worldwide now, members all over the globe. From we actually got really big in Switzerland lately. Don't ask me how, but we have no idea. But Switzerland, is one of our biggest membership base. But we also have people in Guam, Australia, Puerto Rico, Hawaii, all over the place. And we try to spread the message of preparedness, and we encourage our members to join small groups or units within their state. And just spread the word, get together, hang out, have a good time, and be prepared.
Yeah, and for those of you listening, that's fine. For those of you guys listening, U.S. Zord is way more than just zombie response team. I mean, they are preparing for any type of cataclysmic event that could possibly shut down communication or as well as be an apocalyptic type event. And that's one thing that, as I was reading your guys' website, I found really interesting. Even though the name is U.S. Zombie Outbreak Response Team, it's way more than that.
Yeah, we use zombie as a metaphor of, any type of, natural disaster, man-made, terrorist attack, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
Anything could be a zombie. The guy, trying to mug you at the train station 3 o'clock in the morning, that's a zombie.
Right. Yeah.
All the people over Bad Northern Sandy that were fighting on the gas lines and fighting in the supermarkets for over, bread and milk. I mean, those are zombies. I mean, people just lose their mind when they don't have the normal things that we're used to having every day.
Right.
I mean, trust me, I get up every morning, look out my window, and hope to see walkers in the street. I mean, a real zombie apocalypse, I think, would be fun. But, the reality of it is that, real zombies are not fun at all. And,
right.
People should have, some basic level of preparedness. I'm not saying be a doomsday prepper or be one of those nut jobs on TV where, you got 2 million rounds of ammunition and a bunker in your basement. Hey, you know what? Just store away enough food for, 3 weeks, maybe even a month. If something happen, you can provide for your family. Worst thing any, parent wants to hear is, Daddy, I'm hungry, or Mommy, I'm starving.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So, we just try to get that word out there, So we have a pretty, our member base is growing, on a daily basis. We just started with the membership about 2 years ago, but we just about a little under 12,000 likes on Facebook now, followers. So we're getting there. We're trying to get our word across and, make it fun as well. Like I said, and the zombie element to it makes it fun.
Right. Well, now, and me and Eric talked about this several shows ago about the zombie apocalypse and how we feel that it's kind of more along the lines of, almost like you said, a metaphor, or it's just been kind of blown out of proportion in the media and whatnot. What is your intake on a zombie apocalypse? Do you believe that it would be possible, like from a Walking Dead type perspective?
I do believe it's possible, as not to the extent of Walking Dead, as far as flesh-eating people, dead flesh-eating people wandering around just looking for people to eat. I feel it's going to be probably like some type of pandemic outbreak, and it'll be infected people, running around, looking to scavenge other people's supplies and sick people. Sick people, trying to acting like zombies, taking going after people and killing people but I think some kind of like the Ebola thing. I mean, look how close. I mean, Ebola actually started to spread. How crazy did I get in the States?
Right. Well, yeah, it was almost almost seemed like a scare tactic because the one mutual friend of ours who had suggested you to be on the show for us even said, look how there's like no Ebola posts anymore on Facebook now that the voting is over.
Yep, no Ebola or no ISIS, fear.
Right.
Yeah.
All of a sudden the elections happened, the Republicans got in, and all of a sudden that all just disappeared.
Yeah.
So, a lot of things is, a government can, if the government wants to control population or control people, that's the best way for them to do it, is release some type of disease, sickness, whatever, that you have to go to them for either a shot or, for safety or whatever. I mean, that's, then they can, activate their FEMA camps.
Right.
Jesse Ventura, I don't know if you follow his show. I mean, the guy's a little bit of a nut job nowadays, but, he uncovered with Alex Jones those, I think it was like 400,000 plastic coffins that the United States government has been stockpiling. I mean, why would you need 400,000 coffins?
Right.
So
and,
I mean, like I said, it is possible. I said it's there. It is a possibility.
Right. Well, and I mean, I've heard numerous conspiracy theories, and I mean, I do buy into some of them. Some of them are a little outlandish, like you said. Some people are just very eccentric, and they kind of go overboard a little bit with it. But I love living in America. I love being an American, but at the same time, our government has been really shady, I'd say, for the past, I don't know, 60, 70 years, maybe more. So I completely 100% agree. Now, do you guys have any members who have any type of military training or any type of political background?
That's what's funny about our membership. We have members from all walks of life. I myself have a law enforcement background. I have plenty of, cops, firefighters, military, current, and ex. We have doctors. We have electricians. I mean, you name it, we have it on our membership base. We don't, we don't go around and say, we only look for certain people. What's good about U.S. Orders, anybody can join. We believe that, during the apocalypse, any good, working body is going to be a needed body.
Right. Well, and it's really encouraging to see people banding together instead of just every man for himself, because unfortunately, if something were to happen, as you have said, it would be complete pandemonium. And if you have at least one group of people that band together to at least try and control it or get people to band together instead of against each other, to me is a very huge thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's always strength in numbers, so you got to look at it that way. And, one thing that I love about U.S. Orders, I have friends now all over the country. I mean, people I haven't even met yet, but I talk to them every day, on Facebook or on the phone. A few of my childhood friends actually moved out to other states. They actually now run units, like in Arizona and in North Carolina and South Carolina and other places. So it's actually it's really, really great. We get a lot of information that gets feeded to us, and we try to get out there to our key members. Like when the whole thing was going on with the Bunny Ranch, we had actually people that went down and helped out with that, and they were feeding us actually on the spot intel instead of stuff that we're watching on the news and through social media. So that was pretty cool. So it's just a good form of networking.
Right.
Everybody together with a common goal. We're here to help each other out. And it's worked out so well in the last 2 years. I mean, we can't wait, for it to really, expand and blow up. Which it's been doing it. We've been getting hit with a lot of new members lately, and we've been actually getting overwhelmed with the amount of membership kits that we've been putting out. So me and the wife have been working double time to get those out to our fans. But it's amazing. If you build it, they will come. It's not rocket scientist. Just come up with a good idea and find like-minded people, and it works out.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to the members on the teams and whatnot, do you actually go out and train them personally?
We encourage everybody. I do training. Like I said, I'm in New York. We're Unit 3 over here. So I host training events. We do everything from live fire to airsoft training. We do survival classes, bug-out bag classes. We also have regular parties. We throw walking dead parties, have get-togethers. So, we do everything, in the state and, whatever other states and other units, how they operate, we encourage them to do the same thing, which, most of them do.
Now, when you do these, the different training seminars and whatnot, do you actually, is it first come, first serve to these, or do people have to register, or is it pretty much anyone and everyone can come and check it out and learn?
No, that's the one thing that's good about our class is that everyone can show up, whether you're a member or not. Okay. We put it out there on a meetup.com site. If you guys, have never heard of Meetup before, it's a good way to, get people to find you, and you can host events. And all our events are free, whether you're whether you have a membership kit or not. You can come and, take part in our events. And, some people, choose to join the family. Some people, just want to come, hang out and go to our events. But it's all free, and, we try to host as many people as we possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I think we will take our first break, folks. You're listening to Paratruth Radio right here on Blog Talk Radio. We're going to have Eric's Random Fact and a few commercials, and we'll be right back.
Now, Eric's Random Fact of the Day.
Paratruth Radio is one of the coolest shows ever created. With mind-blowing mysteries, dark histories, and two perspectives, you're sure to find all the information you're looking for on the creepy things that go bump in the night. So join us live every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on blogtalkradio.com/Paratruth Radio.
This was Eric's Random Fact of the Day.
Are you ready? Are you prepared? What if some cataclysmic event shook your every foundation? Would you and your family know what to do? My name is Jacqueline Druga, host of the Apocalypse Dinner Show. Join me every Thursday evening, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Prepper Broadcasting Network. PrepperBroadcasting.com. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're there for your survival needs.
I'm in almost every school bus and classroom. I go to school with your children. We say the Pledge of Allegiance together. You see me around the neighborhood, and you've told me I'm a pretty good kid. Well, I'm one out of every 4 children in America, and I'm struggling with hunger. This problem is closer than you think. My teacher tells me we could grow up and be whatever we want. I want to grow up and be someone who doesn't go to bed hungry. There's enough food in this country to feed everyone. Please visit feedingamerica.org today and find your local food bank for ways to help. Every dollar you donate helps provide 7 meals for kids like me, quietly struggling with hunger. Together, we're Feeding America. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Ladies and gentlemen, sublimely elegant here as always, and you are listening to Paratruth Radio.
All right, folks, welcome back to Paratruth Radio right here on Blog Talk Radio. My name's Justin.
And I'm Eric.
And we have been talking to Greg Grabowski, founder of U.S. Zombie Outbreak Response Team, And we want to encourage you guys, get into our chat room. If you're listening live, call us on our call-in line, 914-205-5558. You are more than welcome to ask questions to us or to the guest. It's definitely an interesting concept here. Now, Greg, do you guys encourage people to kind of do stocking up and be ready for things? If in case something happens, like buy canned goods, buy any type of non-perishable items just in case?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, listen, if something simple as a hurricane comes through and knocks out your power, I mean, just have you'd have to be able to supermarkets only keep 3 days of food on the shelves. So if they don't get their resupply after 3 days, the supermarket's gonna be empty.
Right.
So, we encourage, start small, 3 weeks. I have friends that have, 6 years of food stocked up. It's a little extreme. Yeah, it's a little extreme. I myself, we try to, me and my family, between, 6 months to a year, stock up water, canned goods, Wise Foods. They make a, good food that stores for about 30, 35 years. Is stored properly. That's all dehydrated pouches. We have a couple MREs. I don't usually recommend storing MREs, but they're only good for about 5 to 6 years. People think MREs last like forever, but they really don't. But they taste horrible also. But yeah,
right.
start with small canned goods. I mean, when I take newbies, newbie preppers, and I take them and I say, well, let's go shopping. First place I take them to is a dollar store. I mean, the amount of things you can get at the dollar store, just to get yourself kick-started, is phenomenal. Flashlights for $1, canned goods, pasta, all stuff like that, all for $1. You can't beat it.
Yeah. Now, are you guys set up to have a communication system if the worst should happen and we lose, like, pretty much everything that we rely on right now, such as cell phones, internet, that sort of thing?
Yep, we have CB radios that operate either with our vehicles or 12-volt systems. A lot of us also have ham radios.
Okay.
That we use, and we also have a designated meeting spot if if all communications go down as far as say an EMP happens and fires all of electronics, and we have absolutely no way of communicating whatsoever. We have a spot at a designated time and location that we meet up at that we know, this is where we're going to meet at this time if anything happens, and we'll be together, and from there we can, get our plan together.
Okay. Now, for those of, I know you've been burned in the past by being put on the radio, and for those of our listeners that kind of hear U.S. Zombie Outbreak Response Team and think, God, that's a joke, there's no such thing as zombies, what do you have to say towards those types of people?
Watch the news. There's zombies on the news every day. I mean, there's zombies in the White House.
Yeah.
If you can't, tell that, you're living in a fish tank. I mean, it's all about fun. It's it's all about. Like I said, we use the zombie thing. I'm a big zombie fan. I love zombie movies. All the way back to George Romero, the original Night of the Living Dead. Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead. Mm-hmm. Something about zombies has always, just caught my attention. Obviously, a big Walking Dead fan. So this was just our way to, teach people to be prepared. Because, like I said before, you try to talk preparedness to people, and they're like, it's a waste of money, it's stupid, it's ridiculous, yada, yada, yada. But then you throw the whole zombie thing in there, it's like, hey, this is kind of cool, it's kind of fun, blah, blah, blah. And,
yeah.
This is our way of getting people to come together.
Right.
Well, and one thing that is a big part of our show is we have two perspectives on this. Eric has the Christian standpoint side. I have the more of the mainstream side of just the paranormal and in general. Do you guys have different faiths and whatnot in your group?
Do we have different what?
Different faiths? Like different religions?
Oh yeah, everyone has their own idea, of what's going to happen, how it's going to happen. A couple of my good friends, church-going people, I myself, I try to stay away from, all religion. To me, I just like to, live day by day and, not do, worship a God and like that. But, everyone has their own, view on, how they perceive the end of days or, the zombies or whatever's going to come, how's it going to come.
Yeah. Well, and that's one thing that we kind of discussed on our show for the zombies because, I mean, from a Christian standpoint, there's going to be people that are raptured to heaven or whatever you want to believe, and some of us will be stuck here, and that would be well, that'll be one way for anybody who is stuck here to be a part of U.S. Zort and kind of band together, even though there might not be a zombie apocalypse type situation. But as you said, anybody who is trying to ransack your house or your family and try to get your reserves and everything like that are potentially what most people would consider a zombie because they are willing to do whatever it takes to get those stores, which would even be kill people.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was, just during Sandy. I mean, a simple hurricane. People go, a couple of days without electricity, and people went online for 7 hours for gas. I mean, that's just insane and lunatic to me. I mean, I never went online for 7 hours for gas, but these people didn't prepare, had to wait online for gas, and of course, after sitting online for 7 hours, your temper starts to flare, and you lose your mind.
Yeah.
Imagine waiting online for 7 hours and you get to the pump and they're like, so sorry, you were all out of gas.
Yeah.
Just waited there for 7 hours. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, you lose your mind. So,
yeah.
Fist fights are breaking out. People were, they had to actually have to post law enforcement at most of the gas stations because of all the fights that were breaking out.
Yeah.
It got pretty heavy. And that's just all the gas.
Yeah. And I'm a firm believer that, I mean, yes, it can be aggravating to not be able to get something that is a necessity, at least in our standpoint nowadays. But I'm a huge believer that we're all human beings. I mean, there's no reason to be getting upset and hurting each other or even possibly killing each other over something that is easily found other places, or I mean, from a survival standpoint, learn how to hunt. If you eat meat, learn how to survive outside of buying food at the grocery store.
The problem though is that America in particular is so lazy.
Yeah.
Most people just get used to going to work, coming home, and sitting on the couch for an odd number of hours a night, and they just figure, if I could go to the store and buy something, why bother learning to hunt, or why bother learning to do this or do that, and so on and so forth, when I have other people around that can do it for me,
Right.
And that's something that I think, as the United States, it's something that everyone has to work towards and bring into that mindset. Like, one day there will be a point where you will have to fend for yourself, where there isn't going to be food in the stores, there isn't going to be fuel, at the gas station or wherever you're going to go. You're just not going to have it all. And everything's going to resort back to the way it was thousands of years ago when people pretty much had nothing. And it's kind of sad when you think about it.
Yeah.
And I think that's where, the wars and all that are really going to begin. People start turning on other people because they're going to, why go out and hunt for stuff or look for stuff when you could just steal it from your neighbor, And then that's where the bloodshed begins.
Yeah.
It's kind of messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, when someone's hungry, I said the worst thing a parent ever wants to hear is, Daddy, I'm hungry.
Right.
I mean, your kid's hungry, you can do whatever you can. I mean, your next door neighbor, Jimmy, used to come over and watch the football games with you on Sundays and, yada, yada, yada. He's not going to be a friend anymore. It's going to be your whole business. Food is food, When you're hungry, you're hungry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and, I mean, look at some of the movies that have come out, not even zombie movies. Well, I guess the one that I'm going to mention can be considered a zombie movie, but I Am Legend. There's numerous video games out there now where it's not necessarily a zombie as in what we think of as a zombie outbreak, but just a survival if something bad could happen, just as U.S. Zord is a big thing for that. And right now it is huge in the media, and probably because it's a good possibility that potentially be something that could happen that would catastrophically change our lives forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I said, any type of pandemic. I said this Ebola. It's like right now it's pretty bad over in Africa, but I mean, if bad cases start popping up over here, United States, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be like SARS. People will be walking around with masks on and wiping everything down with handy wipes and Lysol.
Right.
And,
yeah.
That's just one little thing.
And I mean, it's funny that it's huge in Africa right now, but one case happens in America and we completely freak out because we're not ready for it.
Me, but also you. The Pharaoh fast forwards his favorite foreign film, Powder Donut. Okay, what's my line?
The only line I see here on the script is get options based on your budget with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive.
Oh man, that's a tongue twister, huh? I'm sorry, I'm gonna need a few more minutes. Bulbous Walrus, the Bulbous Walrus.
The Name Your Price tool, only from Progressive.
The owl ran afoul of the comatose coxswain.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
You might have noticed a change in your neighborhood lately. Yep, Sprint stores are now T-Mobile stores. Now that Sprint is T-Mobile, you get more coverage, value, and benefits than ever before. We've invested billions to bring our 5G from big cities to small towns across America. And great coverage is just the start. From high-speed mobile hotspot data to weekly deals and giveaways, our customers get tons of great benefits. Head to your new T-Mobile store to learn more.
Qualifying service and capable device required. Coverage not available in some areas. Some uses may require certain plan or features. See T-Mobile.com.
Well,
just the Ebola in general, or any type of pandemic for that matter.
Like we told before about, the way, Americans are, lazy, and, I mean, just look how bad technology has invaded our lives.
Right.
I'm almost 40 years old, so, I've always had video games, growing up. I had, the Atari, the original Nintendo, and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But,
right.
I mean, nowadays, I hang out with my friends and their kids, and their kids are glued to these damn tablets like it's the end of the world.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, they're bent over, sitting in a chair, they don't talk to nobody, you try to interact with them, and they're just like, looking down at their screen, and they don't give a crap what's going on around them. But they're just staring at that screen like it's, the end of the world.
Right.
Well, and that's like the memes that you see on Facebook where it's a bunch of teenagers walking down the street on their cell phones, and it says, the zombie apocalypse has begun. And one quote that I really love is from Einstein. I can't remember exactly how it goes, but it basically says, when the populace stops communicating, that's when we will have a bunch of idiots walking around. Something to that nature.
It's true.
Yeah. So it's kind of...
Look at Halloween. When I was a kid, I mean, the streets were covered with kids running around, dressed up, all trick-or-treating, blah, blah. Now, fucking, you get, like, one kid at your door. And where are all these kids?
Right.
The population is at least tripled by the time from when I was, like, 12 to now. But yet there's less and less. I mean, it's more candy for me at the end of the day, so that's pretty good. but as far as kids coming to the door for trick-or-treating, it's, like, ridiculous. You get, like, 10 kids and that's it. I remember my mom going through, like, 5-6 bags a night.
Right. Well, and
where
that's
are all these kids? They're sitting at home on their damn computers.
Right. Well, part of it too is a lot of the trust has gone. From when we were kids compared to nowadays, there's been so much different things that have happened. Specifically, just saying for Halloween, people putting drugs into candy, putting needles into candy, things to harm children, which to me, like, blows my mind because it wouldn't even cross my mind to begin with.
Oh, definitely. But I mean, even when I was a kid, I remember, we had to watch out for razor blades and apples and pins and Snicker bars and stuff. I mean, it was always there. One theory I always come up with that I always like to, to spread around, and all this bad stuff that's going on in the world, it's always been there.
Yeah. It's
just amplified now because now that we have social media, it's like we know exactly what's going on no matter where. I mean, if something happens, you can learn about it first on Facebook, then you read about it in the newspaper, or watch it on TV. And, in the 80s, we didn't have that. So when something happened, we either saw it on TV or read in the newspaper, and if we didn't see in those two venues, we never knew what happened.
Right.
But now, no matter where something happens, they tweet it, they Instagram it, they Facebook it, whatever. It's there. So I think that all these bad things in this world was always really there. I think now that we're exposed to it so much more because of the advances in social media.
Right, yeah, and I completely agree there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I think we'll take our next break, folks. You're listening to Paratruth Radio right here on Blog Talk Radio, and we'll be back in just a couple minutes.
Hello, everybody. Sublimely Elegant here, as always, and guess what? I know you. Well, no, we've never met, but I do know you. I know you love Minecraft. I know you love the internet. Now, I also happen to know you love colorful language. So instead of moping around all day, why don't you head on over to my channel and satiate your deepest needs. youtube.com/sublimely elegant.
Okay, forest animals, today is a new day. Kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow.
Yes?
Have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. Okay, River.
Dude.
How's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man. Perfect for a little riverside shoeless relaxation.
Ah, good. Owl, you here? Cool. Who's asking? I am. Look, you know the drill. Sleep during the day, scare the kids at night.
Perfect. I love my job.
Oak Tree?
What's up?
Still in the same place I left you last year. That's what I like. Consistency.
Well, it's not like I'm going anywhere for the next couple hundred years.
I know. I love it. Turtle. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. You'd think he would have learned by now to leave the night before our meetings. Okay. Squirrel. Has anybody seen Mr. Squirrel?
The forest has been preparing just for you. Visit a forest near you today. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Confessions of a Potentially Perfect Parent, brought to you by AdoptUsKids.org.
I might look like an adult, like a person who could possibly be a parent, but I have no idea how to talk like one. And everyone knows that if you want to be a parent, you have to sound good when you say things like, "Don't make me turn this car around," or "Because I said so," or "Don't make me come back there." I don't even really know what those things mean, but I know that I actually believed my parents when they said them to me. How did they manage to sound so convincing? Here we go. "Don't make me come back there." Oh, no, that's not tough enough at all. Kids can sense weakness. "Don't make me come back there." Ooh, yeah, that's better. In fact, that kind of sounded like my dad. Weird.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to listen to you practice your dad voice. Call 1-888-200-4005 or visit AdoptUsKids.org for more information. This message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt Us Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is Bill Hall, author of the book, The World's Most Haunted House, and you're listening to Paratruth Radio.
All right, folks, welcome back to Paratruth Radio right here on Blog Talk Radio. My name's Justin.
Eric.
And we have been talking to Greg Grabowski, founder of U.S. Zombie Outbreak Response Team. If you guys want to get in our chat room, just scroll down to the bottom of the screen if you are listening on a PC, and the chat room should be right there and open up for you. You can also call our call-in line, which is 914-205-5558. I do encourage you guys to find us on Facebook, find us on Twitter. That's where we usually do our announcements for the show. Eric's been doing video commercials lately, so definitely check those out, because a lot of the times I'm not used to seeing Eric on video, so it's kind of funny. But
what's that supposed to mean?
And then you can also email us at paratruthradio@gmail.com.
Now, Greg, for those people who are listening, tuning in, they may not really know much about survival per se. What are some necessities right off the bat that someone can have in their home or keep in their car to prep them and prepare them for the day that something or an emergency may come about?
Well, I mean, I try to teach everybody, start off with the basics. What you carry with you every day, EDC, everyday carry. You know, always have a pocket knife, you know, if possible. I know you can't take pocket knives, you know, everywhere you may need to go. Always, you know, have a means to start a fire. You know, carry a little flashlight. You know, if they, you know, in their car, you know, always, you know, carry some water. You know, little snacks, blanket. I mean, there's little things that you never know when you might need them, and that are there. It's just a lifesaver.
Okay.
All right. Now, do you encourage people? And this is going to sound really bad, but do you guys encourage people to have guns or bows and arrows and that sort of thing to survive as well, or only if they can afford it? Or
I mean, yes. I mean, you know, we encourage them. 100% pro Second Amendment. You know, it's your right to bear arms.
Right.
Of course, you know, you should be properly trained in whatever you're, you know,
right,
using.
yeah.
You know, I mean, if you, you know, go get yourself a pistol, you know, take some pistol classes. Learn how to properly, you know, use a pistol, clear malfunctions. You know, it's like you see in the movies where you just pick up a pistol and everyone hits the target. You know, headshots from, you know, 30, 50 yards. That's not true. You know, I've taken people out for the first time, and you know, from 10 yards, they can't even hit the target with a pistol.
Right.
You know, same thing with rifle and shotgun. You know, it's an art. You know, it has to be practiced. And the more you practice, you know, the better you get at it. I've been, you know, I'm trying to get my archery game up, and I'm horrible. You know, I have a huge tree in my backyard I've been aiming at, and I miss it from like 10 feet away. You know, I think we're settled to the crossbow, make it a little easier.
Right.
But, you know, definitely, you know, always, you know, defend yourself. You know, have a means to defend yourself. You know, take a martial art, take a, you know, self-defense class, something.
Right.
You know, these classes are given all over the place now. They're cheap. You know, some of them, if you can even find them, you know, the police even offer them sometimes for free. You know, just do something to, you know, prepare yourself, because so anything can happen at any time, and, you know, the better off you're prepared, the more of a chance you have to survive it.
Right.
Right. Now, for the podcast you guys do, how often do you guys do that? What kind of started the podcast, that sort of thing?
What started the podcast is we're called the Urban Survival Channel. Right now we're on Podbean, but we're looking to move to a different network because we're not really happy with Podbean.
Okay.
It all started with, you know, a bunch of guys. You know, we always see on TV, they always have all these survival shows and all these, you know, they all take place in the woods or something like that, and, you know, they never actually show people how to survive in an urban environment. You know, I don't live in the woods. I live, you know, in a suburban area.
Right.
So, you know, we try to spread the word and, you know, give people, you know, little tips on how they can survive in an urban environment. A lot of times you know, get caught up in politic conversations, but, you know, we try as best as possible to keep it on track, and we test out new products and stuff, and, you know, basically, you know, concentrate mostly on the urban area. You know, not necessarily wilderness survival, but urban survival. You know, we do our shows whenever we get the guys together. All of our shows are pre-recorded and then, you know, download to the internet. So it's not like you guys, which is a live show. You know, we are all pre-recorded. You know, sometimes we get the guys together. We can do like 3-4 shows in a row, and then I can you know, spread out the shows and you know, put one out a week.
Yeah.
So, you know, then we've gone like months where we have everyone's schedules are so crazy we can't get anybody together in the same room to record.
Right.
So,
yeah.
You know, I like to have, you know, shows backed up so I can put them out there. But listen, right now we're looking to change our get away from Podbean. So, but we don't know when we're going to be back on the air. Hopefully soon. I've been meeting with my guys. I think on Wednesday we can figure out how we're going to you know, get back on the air. But we've, you know, we got pretty big following. You know, I think we have over like 6,000 downloads, I think, on the internet, and over 12,000 on iTunes. So,
well,
you know,
and one thing that I would encourage you to do is look into Blog Talk Radio, because yes, you can do live shows, but you can just do a podcast and upload it to play it. It's sometimes not the best type of setting, but it's definitely an easy type of setting compared to other venues where it's people trying to have you do a professional setup compared to an easy setup. So definitely look into Blog Talk Radio. I do encourage you to do that.
Yeah, we looked into Blog Talk Radio at the beginning, and I tried it a few times with other things I was doing, and sometimes the breakup of the lag that you get online, a lot of people complain about that.
Yeah.
And this is one thing I like about the pre-record shows, is that there's no lag, there's no breakup. You know, you don't have to wait for it to buffer and stuff like that. So I haven't gone back to you know, Blog Talk in a while, so I don't know if they upgraded their service or whatever. Hopefully it's better than it was.
Yeah, me and Eric were on in 2009, or maybe even late 2008 is when we started. The lag was horrible. Most of our shows were always very broken up. since we've started the show again on Blog Talk Radio, I'd say they've come a long way since 2009. But then again, a podcast is a little bit different type of setting. So if you guys aren't planning to do live shows, that's not necessarily the best venue for you. But
yeah, well, we like to do both. We've always talked about doing live shows, but we would like for people to call in and have guests, and it's like easier, like what I'm doing, call from my home than actually being there in person. Most of the time when we do our podcast, we have a studio type setup, table, like 3 or 4 microphones and a mixer and a recorder and the whole 9 yards, and it's more of a professional setup, but again, it's a pain in the butt getting everybody together.
Oh yeah,
right.
It's like me and Justin. I mean, we're in 2 different states, some several hundred miles away from each other. So it's kind of nice to be able to jump on and talk every Sunday night and not have to worry about the scheduling thing. Occasionally, I know our schedules don't always match up, but
right.
Yeah, no, we'll definitely look into it. It's definitely another option we're going to explore.
Yeah.
Right.
I just hate, like, when I go listen to a live show on Blog Talk in the past, you listen to it, and then it would just, like, go dead for, like, 4 or 5 minutes, and then start back up again. You just missed everything that was said, and, like, you know what, I'll just go back and listen to the recording later on, because I can hear the whole thing.
Right. All right. Well, Greg, it was great having you on. I wanted to give you a chance to tell everybody where they can find you, find U.S. Zort, as well as find Urban Survival Channel.
Sure, yeah. I mean, you check us out on Facebook for the Urban Survival Channel. U.S. Zort, we're also on Facebook. It's U.S. Zombie Outbreak Response Team. And also our website, uszort.com. Check us out. Give us a look. Shoot us an email, uszort@aol.com. Any questions? We answer all our emails. Sometimes we get a 100 of them a day. Kids' emails are the craziest of things, but we do try to respond to everybody. So shoot us an email. We'll get back to you. And, thanks for having me on the show. I really had a good time.
Yeah,
Thanks
we loved having you on. Yeah, so definitely have a good night, and maybe we'll have you on again sometime.
Yes, definitely. As soon as we get our show back up on the air, we'd love to have you guys on as well.
All right, sounds good. Have a good night, sir.
All right, guys, have a good night.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, folks, that was Greg Grabowski, founder of U.S. Zombie Outbreak Response Team, as well as their podcast, Urban Survival Channel.podbean.com. I'm sorry, Greg. Those links in our chat room if you guys want to check them out. Like I said, if you want to jump into our chat, you just scroll down to the bottom of your computer screen and the chat should open right up for you. We do open the chat about 15 minutes before the show starts, so you guys are always more than welcome to hop into chat before the show even starts. You can also call us on our call-in line, which is 914-205-5558. And check us out on Facebook. Check us out on Twitter. And you can always email us at paratruthradio@gmail.com. I definitely encourage you guys to give us ideas for guests, for shows that we haven't done yet, because there are a lot of topics out there that we haven't even touched on yet. Well, like I said, next week we won't be on air. It is Turkey Day coming up. Yeah. Well, I mean, family get-togethers, just like you were telling me, you guys and the entire family are getting together on that day. So, and there are other families that kind of get together early before Thanksgiving too, because they won't be together for Thanksgiving. So, it'll probably be in poor taste and probably wouldn't have very many listeners to begin with for that. The following week, November 30th, we're going to be having on Off the Trails Paranormal Society. Week after that and the week after that, I'm still working on, I think, December 14th, we will take a break as well, just because those are finals for me and Eric. Definitely stay tuned, guys. We are having a lot of great people on and got great shows.
And of course, I mean, we're coming up to it. It's mid-November, so it's okay to go ahead and talk about our Christmas special that'll soon be coming around the corner.
Yeah.
So you definitely want to tune into that. I mean, I don't know about you, but I've got some new things to bring to the table in regards to Santa Claus. And I know we could always discuss the whole anti-Claus thing again. It's always a fun topic. But yeah,
the funny thing is we didn't know about that until we saw Supernatural. But yeah, so we have the Christmas special that'll be coming up, and probably, I don't know, but I think we're probably also going to be doing a New Year's type of thing. Yep.
And that one, perhaps Justin and I will be in the same location to do. So that'll be a nice, fun episode.
Crossing my fingers on that one.
Yeah. I mean, let me tell everyone out there who doesn't know us and hasn't listened to the show before, there's times now on the radio when we get a little goofy and stuff, but it's nothing compared to when Justin and I are sitting in the same room. It's one thing when we go off of each other's voice, but we're actually in the same room and we look at each other and there's something that happens. It's just there's just no boundaries on the radio anymore. Things get a little crazy, and talk about rabbit trailing. I mean,
yeah. Well, and I mean that's kind of what got us in trouble with our first show, with being a little too colorful, I guess I'll say, because we used to be very, I guess, immature would be the best word to put, because we would get a little raunchy on air. I would play, I would play some different sound clips to harass Eric at the end of the show, and it's definitely sometimes a lot funner together than in separate areas. But,
but yeah, so everyone be looking forward to that. Be praying that Justin can make it to Cleveland, Ohio, towards the end of December. And yeah, so what time is it? We got 10 minutes here.
Yeah, we've got roughly like 8.5. It says here.
Oh yeah, that's right. My time is off. My clock's off over here still.
Well, and one thing that I do want to bring up is if I am able to go to Cleveland, which I'm hoping so, me and Eric will definitely be doing a, hopefully be doing an investigation over at Mansfield Prison, which is well known. If you guys know the paranormal stuff, it's been on Ghost Hunters. I believe it's been on Paranormal State as well. And it's a well-known haunted location. People have gotten scratched there. People have gotten numerous EVPs there. It was also the site that was used for the movie Shawshank Redemption. So it's definitely something that has interested us in the past, and if we can get a bunch of people to go, we definitely will be getting some interesting stuff, so maybe we'll be able to share that with you guys as well.
Yeah. So that's something to look forward to. That'll be something that I know Justin and I have been looking forward to that particular investigation for many years now.
Yeah.
It just never worked out, basically, because of pricing wise.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have the opportunity to do that this upcoming December, so look forward to that. Our investigation shows are always fun. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
Actually, I just got an email from them, so.
Yeah, I did too, not too long ago, about their schedule and whatnot. So, and I know that it says they have tours, but I didn't see anything about the ghost investigations part of it, or the ghost tours, whatever they call it. So I don't know if they're actually going to be holding them then, but maybe they will, because they say even with the regular tours, bundle up because it is not heated anymore and what have you. So
right.
Now, one thing I wanted to ask you on air, because we used to talk about it a lot, is what is going on in Supernatural right now?
What is going on in Supernatural? You know what? If I knew what was going on in Supernatural, no. Supernatural's all over the place. I try to put it in a way without spoilers, because I don't know who's seen it and who haven't. But
right.
I am going to point out one thing. I missed it, the actual showing of it on Tuesday, but I watched it Wednesday evening. The 200th episode of Supernatural. It's hard to believe that there's been 200 episodes already.
Yeah.
It's been 10 years now that I have dedicated my life to this show. And no matter, like, season 6, 7, and 8, and half of 9 were terrible. And no matter how much I just, hated it, I had to keep watching it because I will not, I had to stay loyal to the show. But yeah, so the 200th
well, that's just
episode,
it too. Like, there's so many people that watch the show and probably think the same thing you do, but they've continued each season when they say this might be our last season, and then they get like 10 million or whatever.
Well, you know what it is?
Again, and
the first 5 seasons of Supernatural were so amazingly good that we as fans, I think, have dedicated ourselves to the show in the hopes and anticipation that when they finally do go into the series finale, that it's just going to blow our minds. It's going to be amazing and awesome. And considering the characters are just great characters, and everyone tends to relate to them in some way and form, it's always fun. But 200th episode was awesome. It was definitely slapstick hilarious, which it went back to old Supernatural, within the first 5 seasons. In particular, some kids, it what appeared to be an all-girls school, was putting on a creative, basically it was a play of Supernatural, the books of Supernatural. But there was some creative licensing there. So Sam and Dean, for example, in the play were gay. And had a little more brotherly love toward each other than a typical brother would have towards his brother. And there were like all these other little things that are happening. It's really just crazy and weird. But I'll tell you what, at the end of the entire episode, a group of the girls stood, each in like costume of Sam and Dean and Bobby and Cassiel and so on and so forth. And they started singing Wayward Son. And you know that song, right? Carry on, Wayward Son. Carry on, Wayward Son.
Yeah.
And seeing the characters, Sam and Dean's character, Jensen and Jared, and the way they're watching these kids sing this song, and the song itself was beautifully done, actually. It brought tears to my eyes, honestly, because seriously reminded you of the first 5 seasons and how the family of the Winchesters and the friends gathered together and fought, the demons and so on and so forth. And it went back to took you back in this place where, there wasn't any more arguing between Sam and Dean. They're finally on the same page and realized that they have to keep doing what they're good at doing, and that's hunting. And so, Sam and Dean got in Baby, their little 67 Chevy Impala, and started driving down the road with the sunset and all that. And it was just like, man, it is by far one of the most beautiful episodes I've seen in 5 years. And that's real. But it was really good episode. I don't know what's happening this week because I had to watch it on Hulu, so they don't give you the previews.
Right.
But the whole Demon Dean thing, they've gotten past that little situation. And now it's back, back to hunting, and there's really no big baddie in this particular season yet. It's just hunting one monster after anher. So it's
really. So they have
really,
gotten back to the original.
They've gotten back to the original, and I think it's because they got Robert Singer back into it.
Oh, okay.
So he's back and working on the show again, and ever since they brought him back, things have slowly but certainly have gone back to the way they used to be 5 years ago. So thank goodness that whoever it was at the WB or Eric Kripke who brought it all together and got him back. I think Eric Kripke has even been working on a few episodes here and there as well. So, and he's the creator of the show, if you don't know, or any of you who don't know. So, it's back. It's back to kind of the way things used to be. So a lot more fun and interesting to watch again.
All right, folks, that has been the show for today. You have been listening to Paratruth Radio right here on Blog Talk Radio. My name is Justin.
And I'm Eric.
And we will talk to you guys in a couple of weeks.
Peace.
Me, but also you. The Pharaoh fast forwards his favorite foreign film, Powder Donut. Okay, what's my line?
The only line I see here on the script is get options based on your budget with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive.
Oh man, that's a tongue twister, huh? I'm sorry, I'm gonna need a few more minutes. Bulbous Walrus, the Bulbous Walrus.
The Name Your Price tool, only from Progressive.
The owl ran afoul of the comatose coxswain.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
You might have noticed a change in your neighborhood lately. Yep, Sprint stores are now T-Mobile stores. Now that Sprint is T-Mobile, you get more coverage, value, and benefits than ever before. We've invested billions to bring our 5G from big cities to small towns across America. And great coverage is just the start. From high-speed mobile hotspot data to weekly deals and giveaways, our customers get tons of great benefits. Head to your new T-Mobile store to learn more.
Qualifying service and capable device required. Coverage not available in some areas. Some uses may require certain plan or features. See T-Mobile.com.